Hey, good evening, everyone. Tim here. I'm going to start a new series or a new component of series on this YouTube channel, and I'm calling it First Impressions. What I'm doing is I'm going through the games I have on my subscription services. I've got the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox Game Pass. And I'm picking a game I haven't played before. My goal is just to spend 5-10 minutes, not very long, playing it and giving it my first impression. I didn't realize when I installed Roblox that I would be going through all these different games. So we're going to try a couple of them. This is my first time actually playing Roblox. I was discussing it with another parent at my church yesterday, and they were asking about letting their 8-year-old son play. So I figured, let's try it out. Let's figure it out. So it looks like I'm playing something called Blacklands. And at first, the colors here, I'm almost thinking like a Half-Life clone. The black and the orange. And I'm almost thinking Black Mesa. And we're going to wait for this to load. Now, confession, I did play this a little while ago, and I'm going back and doing the voiceover only because I don't have a microphone that goes with my Xbox controller at this time. So what I found here is while I was expecting a Half-Life clone, I'm getting in here and I'm seeing Battle Royale and Survival. Clearly, this is going to be more of a Fortnite clone. And the first thing I notice is we're not wearing anything. Yeah, a little awkward. But I see a weapon, and what I know from Fortnite is, go grab a weapon very quickly. Only I can't pick it up. I hit the only button they indicate, which is Y, and I have no idea what's going on. Now, having played Fortnite, I do know that you jump out of a helicopter, so I'm thinking, okay, let's get in the helicopter, and it looks like this is where I choose my spawn location. Not having any idea what's going on yet, no indicators, I just pick random, we go in. And the first thing I noticed is that it is very laggy. And it turned out it was only, I guess, while the map was getting started, because it eventually starts picking up here. Quickly trying to get familiar with the controls, because if there's anything I learned on the few matches of Fortnite I've played, and as quickly as I get eliminated, the other players know what they're doing, and I don't. So I want to get accustomed to my controls very quickly. I'm trying to figure out how to aim. I'm figuring out how to jump, run, duck. So far, very standard controls. Go take some cover in the trees here. And I see here that I'm getting awarded points of some sort for surviving up to 15 minutes. Well, there's my map. I see no indication of a goal. But let's go in the building and see if we can find some weapons. Now, if you've played Fortnite, you're familiar with going through all the boxes and trying to bash open everything to get resources. So my first thought is, okay, let's start beating on these boxes. I start shooting at them. Nothing. However, I'm thinking at this point, oh wait, I'm telling everybody where I'm at. Except I realize there's anybody here. Look inside, expecting to find more weapons, but I'm not seeing anything. And I see what looked to be another player that had been gunned down outside. So I'm thinking there's somebody nearby. Better duck, take cover. nothing. I'm gonna look around out here, see if it's clear, if it's safe. I searched the body, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I take stuff off of him? I don't want to store items on this person. I want to take what he's got. And I'm not figuring out how to do it, and I do know I heard a gunshot earlier, and I don't want to be standing around trying to figure this out. And I see a car up there, so let's not hang around in here any longer than I need to. Alright, well, while the video is continuing to go, one of the things I want to touch on as I create this channel is my first impressions when I play a game. My first impression, it's another Fortnite clone. Okay, whoop-de-doo. It's like Fortnite meets... what's that game? It's the Minecraft. Okay, cool, I guess, but I never really got into Minecraft, so it doesn't really, one way or the other. And whatever's going on, I see I'm at the bottom of the list here. But the question I'm trying to answer is this a game I would let my kids play? Probably not this. I don't know if they can, if other players can put stuff, can chat. I don't want profanity coming up in that upper left-hand corner and my young children catching a glance of that yet. Obviously, right now they can't read a whole lot, but I've got one who's learning to read, and I don't need them learning new vocabulary words yet. So that's a thing that I'm very concerned about. So anyways, at this point, I went ahead and I played a little longer. I'm just going to go ahead and skip to the next game within Roblox that I tried, and it was definitely more kid-friendly. We are now in game number 2. This is Theme Park Tycoon 2, I believe is the name of the game within the Roblox system. And apparently knowing the game that you're playing, or the build, or whatever they call it here, is actually going to be very important. My understanding here is that you are basically on the street with these 4 other players up here in the upper right-hand corner, where I see the elder brother, Pup Cup 25, Skyly Life Girl 1, Sopa Maracha. Okay, so those other people there. So there are other people on this server, and you have 5 amusement parks. Well, at this point, my youngest was with me, and he wanted to play, and rather than, because he can't read yet, go through the tutorial, he just went down the street to one of these other theme parks and just started getting on all the rides. And I'm not going to lie, because of where the interface is, where it said Mega Math Studs Theme Park, I didn't see the instructions there to toggle, to get on the ride and to toggle camera, and it took us a little while to figure it out. Again, without having really any concept of what we're supposed to be doing other than here just figuring it out, and, being familiar with the concept of Roller Coaster Tycoon, Theme Park World, much like I was familiar with the concept of Fortnite and the other game, I'm using what I know of other games to say, okay, this is how this game is played. Alright, so we're coming up on the 9-minute mark. Let's just go ahead and get down to it. Would I recommend this for small children? Yeah, actually, I let my 5-year-old do this in class. He's not very patient, so I had to help him out with a couple things to try and, move it along. There was a point where he got frustrated when it changed parks and just kind of left us stranded out in the middle of nowhere, but, that's part of it. I think as they get a little older, would an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old have a good time with this, having creativity, getting to build stuff of their own? Absolutely. I did see when I logged in, there is an option to set, this is a 13 and over profile, this is a 13, this is a 12-year-old and under profile. I will investigate that further to see what's involved, but I definitely think that would be worth it. Not to say that 10-year-olds can't have little potty mouths, and unfortunately that is true. But I also don't recommend playing games with the audio chat enabled anyways. That's why I don't have a microphone right now for the Xbox controller, because I don't actually prefer that. Yeah, when I'm gaming, I don't need someone else, sitting there talking trash to me. It's like, just let me play and leave me alone. Alright, well, thank you guys for joining me, and I will probably come back and try this later now that the kids are asleep, because this actually looked like a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to building my own stuff. Alright, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.